At ang huling hinaing ko po sa aking ng mga farmers ay ang kakulangan ng dryer facility para sa mga palay. Ito po ang paulit-ulit na hiling ng mga farmers po sa akin. Nung umuwi ako kamakailan lang sa Isabela, nagtutuyo pa rin po o nagbibilid pa rin po ang mga magsasaka sa kahabaan ng highway. Anong nangyari sa RCEP budget every single year na billions and billions of pesos at kasama po dapat doon ang pag-subsidize sa dryer? At bakit marami pa rin po mga farmers na pinatutuyo o binibilad ang kanilang palay sa mga kalsada, sa mga highway? At ano pong nangyari sa mga trading provided ng RCEP sa pamamagitan ng mga farm schools? We have 10% of RCEP for training or about 1 billion pesos. 1 billion pesos. But at present, there are reports that Filipino farmers are a dying breed. Young farmers do not see farming as a way to sustain their families. Umaayaw na po ang mga next generation farmers. What has this training done for these young farmers? In response to these challenges, farmer groups have proposed several solutions. They advocate for the establishment of a rice price stabilization fund to support support farmers during periods of low prices. They also call for the implementation of stricter import regulations and quality control measures to ensure that imported rice meets the same standards as locally produced rice. Additionally, they emphasize the need for increased investment in agricultural infrastructure, research and development to enhance the productivity and competitiveness of local rice farmers. On the other hand, President Bongbong Marcos to the Department of Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel has been calling for stronger regulatory powers to the NFA so that it can intervene in the market by releasing and selling rice stocks to the public. But we have to put safeguards so that the decision makers will not abuse their authority in favor of a few sectors. Finally, we need transparency and participation of all the sectors in decision-making process. To support this policy shift, House Speaker Martin Romualdez has filed House Bill number 1, or the RISE Act. The bill aims to restore the National Food Authority's regulatory powers, authorize the DA to restrict imports, particularly during harvest season, and allow the government to set a floor price for palay. And there are several resolutions in the Senate seeking the review of the RTL, including those filed by Senator Erwin Tulfo and Agriculture, Food and Agrarian Reform Committee Chair Senator Francis Pangilinan. Mr. President, politics aside, everyone has good intentions for our dear rice farmers and our rice farming industry. I hope that we can all work together in championing the welfare and livelihood of our farmers. As representatives, we are supposed to make policies for the people, and let us get out of our bubble and put ourselves in this situation. In conclusion, it is clear that revision are necessary to address its shortcomings. We must strike a balance between liberalizing the rice market and protecting the interests of our local farmers. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Nasa krisis ang ating mga rice farmers, ang ating mga magsasaka. Ang daing, gumagastos sila ng hanggang 17 pesos production cost ng palay, pero binebenta na lamang nila ng 5 piso kada kilo. Kapag ganyan kasi ang sistema, lugi, ay hindi na tinamaan pa ng bagyo, ay hindi na naman sila magtatanim dahil baon sa utang. Ipapalipas muna nila ang susunod na pagtatanim habang maghahanap ng paraan para mailikom ang pondo para makapagtanim muli. Dahil dito, this representation actually filed Senate Resolution number 10, which is directing the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Food and Agrarian Reform to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on restoring the regulatory and market intervention powers of the NFA and amending Republic Act 11203 or the Rice Tarification Law to lower rice prices and ensure food security. Nung bumalik po ba si Senator Raffy Tulfo sa Isabela, I understand, nabanggit niyo sa privilege speech niyo.
Yes, Mr. President.
At nakausap niyo ang ilang mga farmers natin doon.
That's true, Mr. President.
Isabela is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the second, number 2 producer of rice after Nueva Ecija.
After Nueva Ecija, that's
Yes.
correct.
So talagang, and number 1 sa corn, that is correct. And that's why it is really affected directly by this lowering of the food, of the rice, the prices of palay at itong rice tarification measure na ito. Nabanggit ba po nila sa Isabela kung gaano ka-epektibo o nararamdaman itong mechanization na sinasabi nila na dala dapat ng rice tarification measure?
Thank you for that question, Mr. President. Yeah, some of them told me na medyo, they used the word medyo, and ilan sa kanila nagsasabing hindi. As a matter of fact, like I mentioned earlier, the last time I was there in Isabela, alam ba, yung dryer, kasama po yan sa RCEF, budget by the billions, if I'm not mistaken, like 3 billions or something a year. Saan po napupunta yun? Hanggang ngayon, yung mga farmers doon, nagbibilad ng kanilang palay sa kahabaan ng highway at delikado po yun. Marami sa kanila, didiscuss, sagasaan. At yung mga palay nila, kapag nasagasaan masakyan, nadudurog.
So, ibig sabihin, nabanggit din nila yung kakulangan ng post-harvest facilities.
Post-harvest
tulad
facilities.
ng dryer, ng warehousing para hindi na ilalagay sa mga kalye ang kanilang mga palay.
Correct, Mr. President. And to think na it's been since 2019 natin umpisan yung implementation ng RCEF, if I'm not mistaken, 2025 na ngayon, for the past 5 years, sana punta, kung bibilahin mo yun, sana punta yung budget para sa mechanization. Sana punta yung para sa mga dryer, for example. So parang kulang na kulang, Mr. President.
At maganda siguro, would you agree, na magkaroon ng audit nasaan napunta itong budget at pondo na bilyon-bilyon mula pa nung nag-umpisa yung pag-implementa ng rice tarification measure.
Tama-tama, Mr. President. You being the chairman sa agriculture, I'm sure kayang-kaya mo yung busisiin, ibulgar, lahat ng mga nangyaring katiwalaan dyan sa DA, Mr. President.
Sa inyong pagtatanong sa mga magsasaka natin sa Isabela, nabanggit ba sa iyo na merong ding mga insidente na yung mga equipment na pinabibigay o pinamumudmod o dinidistribute ng DA ay hindi angkop dun sa mga pangangailangan nila in terms of yung equipment? Meron bang mga ganung mga report
Meron,
kayong natanggap?
Mr. President. Meron mga nagsasabi sa akin na yung mga equipment na binibigay sa kanila hindi angkop doon sa kanilang pangangailangan, doon sa kanilang sakahan. So, ang nangyari, nagrenta sila, nag-uupa sila, nangungutang sila sa mga traders. So, yung mga traders nagpapautang sa kanila, and then pagdating sa harvest season, yun, marami ng bawas, yung bawas ng kanilang input, plus yung bawas doon sa inutang nila doon sa kanilang mga kaibigan na traders.
Nabanggit ba din?
Pagdating sa harvest, doon sila sinisingil.
May nabanggit ba sila na itong ilang mga equipment na hindi angkop ay gawa sa China?
Yan, Mr. President.
Philmec na ngayon, ang RCEP.
Yan, Mr. President, wala sila nabanggit
Wala.
tungkol
Oo.
sa China.
Gawa na ba isi?
Oo, dahil ako naman ay galing lang ng Nueva Ecija nung nakaraang linggo. At meron pang natitira siguro na dinidistribute yung DA na hindi angkop dun sa sakahan
Hindi
ng palay.
RCEP yun, sa regular rice program yun. Hiwalay yan eh, dalawang pondo yan. May rice program na regular, tapos may